E aí, gurizada? Bom, estamos voltando aí com mais um episódio. Vamos lá dar continuidade à nossa história, né, pessoal? Temos que ir lá na igreja de Santa Maria. Vamos lá, né? Vamos ver onde é que é essa igreja aí, se tem como acessar, porque tava num lugar lá com uns inimigos fortíssimos que eu não tenho condições de derrotar. Vamos ver se eu consigo chegar mais longe agora, né?
It's locked, all right.
Por aqui não vai dar pra entrar. Vamos pelos fundos. Mas caraca, vai entrar por onde nessa igreja? Que isso? O bicho me deu só uma fatiadinha ali do nada. Você foi derrotado. Carambola. O vampirão morreu. Ulala. Caramba, isso aqui é xarope. Essa demora toda aí. Caralho! Meu chapéu de palha. Toma. Caraca, esse lugar tá destruído. Aí chegamos na tão falada igreja.
Yes? What is it that you want?
I'm sorry to disturb you at such a late hour.
No worries, my son. I'm still quite awake, having just returned from a funeral.
Yes, I know. I've forgotten what I wanted. I don't know.
seem somewhat perturbed.
I haven't the strength to cross the threshold. I wish to pray, to cleanse my soul.
The church is shut by order of the bishop. But I'm still the vicar of St. Mary's, if that is any use to you, my son.
You seem to me a good soul, Vicar. But this is a personal matter.
There are no secrets from God, my son. If your heart needs comfort, consider me your chapel. For I can be as silent as stone.
I've words for one departed. They're not for living ears to hear.
Your eyes burn with rage, yet I see the pain that lies beyond. I am here to lighten the burden of all God's creatures. Whatever you tell me is between us and the Lord.
Very well, priest. As you seem quite adamant.
Open your heart, my son. Tell me what burdens you. With whom do you wish to speak?
She was my sister.
You seem so troubled by the loss of this girl. What happened to her?
It was an accident. A terrible, terrible accident.
I see. And how are you feeling, my son?
She died because of me. How do you think I feel?
I have a final question for you, my son. This is of the utmost importance.
Ask your question, Vicar.
What would you like her to know?
I'm so sorry, Mary. I promise to find who is responsible for all this. I'll put an end to this horror.
You have been heard, my son, and your burden will lighten if your words are sincere. Go in peace now, and live your life in the way she would have wanted.
Whatever happened on this dock is between my sister and I. It does not concern God at all.
Remember you.
Fear be gone. I would harm no child of my making.
This is your doing. You made me this creature. What are you?
I am the land.
You selected me. Chose me.
As shall my children yet to come.
What is it you seek?
This age is sickly. An ancient poison, an older rage, brewed in a cauldron newly forged.
This has something to do with the epidemic.
Seek truth, my champion. Defeat the serpent of knowing with iron spur.
I've had enough of others making decisions for me, pretending to know how I should feel or behave. So the vampire who made me is some sort of disembodied entity? Or was he just projecting this vision in my mind? Maybe Edgar can help me with this one.
Anemia, 2 anemia, 3 anemia, 3 anemia eu tenho que fazer.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
What can you tell me about the recent events?
That Mr. Hampton killed Miss Jones in her room, then ran away.
And did you...
No,
Where is Miss Jones's body?
I don't know. I'd imagine the morgue. It all happened so quickly.
Did you see Sean Hampton leave the hospital?
I think I saw a silhouette exiting the hospital gates after the shouting started. At first I thought it was someone who was just scared, but... well, maybe it was him.
Do you require medical assistance, nurse?
I will be fine. As soon as I can get some sleep.
Nurse, you won't be able to help people if you're sick. Take this, and do try to get some rest.
I'll try, Dr. Reed. Thank you.
Why does Dr. Tippett's claim you're the main reason he keeps working, despite his fatigue?
If it wasn't for him, I probably would have left the Pembroke years ago.
Dr. Tippett does not think of you as...
If you're suggesting he's not taking my gender into consideration...
Tell me what Dr. Tippett did. I know his mistake caused a patient's death.
If I had not covered up his error, Dr. Tippett would have been fired from this hospital. I could not let that happen.
You can't allow your emotions to dictate your conduct.
Look around you, Dr. Reed.
I can't say I approve of what you did. But as a field surgeon, I know that some situations require you to bend the rules.
I'm not proud of what I've done, but to contain the epidemic must be our...
I've decided that I won't reveal Dr. Tippett's, shall we say, misdemeanor.
I'm so glad you share my point of view. Dr. Tippett's is a brilliant...
I hope you're right. This is a huge risk we're taking.
Dr. Tippett's...
Que merda.
What can you tell me?
That...
And did...
No.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance. Good evening, Milton.
Good evening.
Do you need any medical help, Milton?
I'm afraid I do. Like everyone in this hospital. It's a sad state of affairs when even the hospital workers are worried about disease.
Our job brings us into contact with all kinds of infections, Milton. There's no shame in being ill while you're in a hospital.
That's easy for you to say, Doctor. I get the feeling you don't fall sick often. But thanks, anyway.
I'd like to see...
Wise choice, Dr. Reed.
Pushing yourself too hard. You don't have to bear the burdens of this hospital alone.
Muito caro.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Do you require medical...
Thank you for your concern.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Caramba, toda hora carregando isso.
Good evening, Dr. Tippett.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
Do you need any medical assistance yourself, Doctor?
Yes, indeed. But don't worry, I am perfectly capable of taking care of myself.
will see you later. Goodbye, Dr. Tibbets. Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Do you need medical help yourself, Nurse?
I'm afraid I've contracted some illness.
Not under my watch, Nurse. Take this. You'll feel better.
Thank you, Dr. Reed.
Do you need medical help yourself, Nurse?
I'm far...
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Jonathan,
Your kindness.
is there anything you require?
I spied my mother at the funeral. Have you ever revealed yourself to a member of your family?
No, Jonathan. And I'd advise you even from thinking about it.
Are we then condemned to lie to those we love?
We are creatures of deception, my friend. But this is more for their sake than ours.
But what if I was close to someone?
Fear, loathing, disgust. And then they will plead to be turned. They will see it as salvation. Then there's the risk of gaining the attention of vampire hunt.
Are we condemned to attend the funerals of all we love?
Dying is the final act of life, Jonathan. Present company excluded.
I don't know what to expect. Am I cursed?
With time, we Ekon tend to go into isolation. If we survive long enough, that is.
As a practitioner of the medical sciences, I'm prepared for the death of loved ones. But mourning in the shadows, deprived of sharing one's grief.
We...
Goodbye, my lady. Until we meet again.
You are going to reveal all
this. Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Doc.
Do you need my medical attention?
I would have been confused if anyone other than you had asked that.
There is no shame in helping each other.
Many doctors I have known are too cynical to think that way.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
How long must I wait, damn it? Blaming me will not further your agenda, sir. How long's it going to take to fix me problem, huh? A year?
I'm quite busy, right?
Do you need my...
Don't be ridiculous.
Then you are lucky that I have taken the time to do so.
I wish this hospital could have received as much attention from you, Dr. Reed. We do not see you in surgery very often.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later. It's locked, all right.
Reads me like a book. So never could keep it.
Just a dozen years or so.
Good evening, Miss Howard.
I need blood, Doctor.
Do you require my service?
I have no...
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Lost its effect on me.
Daily
But the suffering continues.
God protect us. You've got a leech in the hospital.
Yes, my hospital. My mission is to heal while you go about warring.
You've set the table for a snake. I wonder why there's venom in your food.
I'm growing tired of your song. You're a woodsman, McCullum, not a doctor. Return to your hunt.
Remember, I've a good nose for machinations. I can flare the scent at a mile. You can't hide from the guard.
Leave him, Jonathan. This is sacred ground. Neutral territory. And I just had the carpet cleaned. By the sacred stole, this is very bad news. Bad news indeed.
What happened?
The hospital has been attacked. We have injured patients, at least one dead and several missing. This has spiraled out of control. Even the most infirm are asking to be allowed to return home.
We cannot have the people lose faith in this institution. This hospital is their only hope.
Of course, you're right. But we cannot afford a public scandal. It would ruin us. We must restore order, and quickly.
You mentioned the dead patient. Who is he?
She, Jonathan. She was Miss Harriet Jones. I found her room like a slaughterhouse. Blood everywhere. The duty nurse is taking care of the mess.
Very well. I'll help you.
Jonathan, please. I can't rely on anyone else. And this concerns you as it involves vampires. Someone has taken advantage of our more liberal tendencies here.
In what way?
Jonathan, I may turn my head when you or her ladyship indulge, but I will not allow this place to become a nest for street feeders.
Please then, tell me.
Sean Hampton, the man we thought we'd saved at the docks. It seems he was infected after all.
So Hampton became more beast than man.
Exactly. And now Guard of Prewen suspects the hospital of vampire activity. Do you realize what that could mean for us?
Rest assured, I will protect you and your staff.
McCullum is a fanatic. The Guard will stop at nothing. You don't know what they're capable of, Jonathan.
Very well. Since I brought Mr. Hampton here, I will put an end to this.
Sean Hampton lives and breathes for the well-being of his flock. There's no other place he would go but the docks.
A lot of my own life.
around, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Who the fuck are you? Don't you see I'm busy here?
Dr. Jonathan Reed, that's who I am.
Ah, some fancy gentleman we've got.
So you won't?
The name is Booth Digby.
Do you need medical help, sir?
I feel...
Are you some...
Something.
So?
What?
Well, yeah.
Oi!
So you're... I saw men...
I could kill you.
What can you...
Things ain't that bad, thanks to her.
Well, you're not doing a very good job. People are still...
Yeah, well, we can't be everywhere all the time.
More efficient. Really? You should probably...
Incredible. You know what? You're lucky she can't...
Do you know where I can...
The sad saint.
He was one of my patients at the Pembroke Hospital.
Oh, yeah.
Goodbye, Mr. Dick. Good evening, miss. I am Dr. Reed. May I ask you a few questions?
Who are you? What do you want?
As I just told you, I'm a doctor. From the
The Pembroke Hospital, you say?
I'm not here for...
Miss Edwina.
Booth Digby looks at you with love-struck eyes. Tell me, Edwina, is the feeling mutual?
You have no idea how refreshing it can be for a woman to receive all the pleasure she needs. For once.
I'll take your word for it.
What is it, Doctor? A woman's not supposed to talk about these things.
I'm not that easily shocked, Miss Cox. You can speak freely about your lover if you so wish.
The poor bastard is good to me, if you must know. He makes me feel good. And that's a first.
So you're just like any other couple, after all, are you not?
Yeah, we're so ordinary that I'd put a bullet in his head if he ever cheated on me.
Meio chapéu.
Can I see what you...
As long as you have money.
Good evening.
Hello again.
I'm looking for Mr. Sean Hampton. Do you know where I could find him?
The sad saint? I heard he was mugged or something.
Yeah.
You don't say. Well, I suppose it's good news for the homeless and the useless. Ask them, they must know something.
Goodbye, Miss Cox.
Mark my words. These murders are the work of a vampire.
Not a drop of blood left in his body. This is the work of a vampire.
I'm a tracker of these creatures. A vampire hunter.
You best be off to your hunting then. For if the sewer dog is back, and hunting all these poor folk, he needs a catching.
A sewer dog? What's it look like?
It's an old story. A monster with daggers for teeth and icy claws. He comes of a sudden, nighttime, claiming innocence, then vanishes.
Teeth, claws, murders by night? Your sewer dog is my business. He's the kind of prey I hunt, milady.
Evening, miss.
Well, I never. That's a first. Customers who make that much mess rarely come back. Never mind in fancy togs.
I'm much more myself than when we first met. By the way, I'm Jonathan, Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Welcome back to the Turquoise Turtle then, Doctor. I'm Sabrina Cavendish. How can I help you?
Miss Cavendish, would you be willing to help me locate Sean Hampton?
You better ask Tom, sir.
Why not answer me directly?
We respect the privacy of our customers here, sir. Only Tom can decide who to speak to and what he'll say to them.
Do you require medical assistance, Miss Cavendish?
I'm fine, sir. Just have too much work on and not enough sleep.
This place...
We get people...
Your boss?
Yeah.
So this bar is neutral territory, then?
Yeah. Tom's convinced this is something the locals need.
What can you tell me about this area?
People...
You look concerned, Miss Cavendish.
This is a bad borough. Most people I know...
So you and your friend...
Tom's the only exception I've...
Goodbye, Miss Cavendish.
Good evening, sir. Have you witnessed any suspicious activity or strange events recently?
And what do you define as a strange event? More to the point, who are you?
My name is Ichabod Throgmorton, vampire hunter extraordinaire and warden of the East End.
A vampire hunter? Really?
I know what you're thinking. I'm just another lunatic howling at the moon, but I'm not. The bloodsuckers exist, and they're close.
Mr. Throgmorton, I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'd like to hear...
A man of science? Where?
Have you heard of the Guard of Priwen?
Of course.
So you hunt alone? That sounds risky.
Vampires are just like every other predator. They hunt when they're hungry and follow certain patterns. It's just a matter of observation and patience.
Were you ever tempted to join the Guard yourself?
I did think about it, but I'm more of a silent hunter. They're more of a sanitary militia.
I'm looking for Sean Hampton. Can you help me, Mr. Throgmorton?
The sad saint? He should be at his night asylum at this hour. But I cannot tell you how to find it, sorry.
Really? Why is that?
It's nothing personal, Doc.
Maybe at least you can tell me who could help me find him.
Tell you what, go and chat with Tom Watts. He's a bartender and good judge of character. If he talks to you, then it's fine by me.
I could make you tell me, but I respect your refusal. You really believe Sean is a saint, don't you?
All I will say is this. Gossip has it that when he was a child, he was...
What can you tell me?
Did you hear about what happened? But it's my duty.
So...
I patrolled...
How do you identify a vampire?
It's simple, really. They can't stand daylight. They're afraid of garlic and holy symbols. They also cannot enter a house without being invited.
Have you ever killed one of these creatures? Yourself, I mean.
Of course I have. What kind of question is that?
It's a dirty business, believe me.
Can I help in any way?
Actually, yes. I plan to put up posters to alert the population to the vampire threat.
Are you asking me to paste posters about...
If you wouldn't mind. If you did that, then I can focus on my patrol.
Goodbye. And good hunting, Mr. Throckmorton. Good evening, Tom.
Good evening, sir.
You remember me?
Of course I did.
Thank you for your hospitality.
I'm still Tom Watts. Welcome back, Doctor.
Do you need any help?
I'm all right, Doc.
Sabrina seems very...
I like her too. I really do.
What is bothering you?
Sabrina is an angry one. She wears it like a...
How is it you can keep this place open?
Well, since everybody...
Since I'm here...
Perhaps, Doctor. Pete.
How could a physician help you in that?
I have a small warehouse just past the quarantine line.
Doctors aren't immune.
Oh, thank you, sir. It...
I see.
Something like...
You're something...
I'm only...
What can you tell me?
It's not that bad.
Who?
Sean Hampton, our own...
Why does your waitress feel in danger working on the docks?
This part of town is dangerous for all.
Do you think she has good reason to...
Of course I am.
Tom, I need to find Sean Hampton as quickly as possible. I've been told you could help me.
I heard the sad saint was recovering at Pembroke Hospital. Did he leave or something?
I believe he returned to his flock. Can you confirm that?
Oh, I bet you're right.
Please.
Well, I don't like to...
The important thing is I find him. Quickly.
Why not try his night asylum? He takes care of those who need a meal or a roof there.
Where is it?
It's in an old warehouse, northwest of here. Just follow the bank to the west and go north when you reach the end of the pier.
Goodbye, Mr. Watts. Good evening, sir.
Whatever.
Don't you recognize me?
Don't take it personal.
Yes, you had definite...
I'm Dyson Delaney.
Inebriation...
Yes.
Take this, then.
Hey, Doc, you know...
What do you do? Why do you...
Maybe it's...
You sound very...
That's because I...
Don't you work...
I'd love to, but I don't...
Is there...
How dare you say...
Why?
Cynicism is the polite way.
No reason at all to rejoice, then.
Let me tell you...
Or
a few years...
What kind of trouble?
It was a bomb.
You lost people.
I've lost everything.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. If you ever find the plate.
Is there anything...
How dare you say...
No reason...
Let me tell you a story.
Another time... Is there...
How dare you...
I'm looking for Mr...
I really don't know.
Who could?
About the sad...
Goodbye, Mr. Delaney.